Hi, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Wednesday. I have never started a vlog on a Wednesday. And if you want to know why, I highly recommend watching last week's video because the last 2 days have just been the most exhausting of my life. Marcy went missing Monday night. She managed to get out of our backyard. We were assuming chasing a cat. And we spent hours driving around looking for her, only to have animal control call us Tuesday morning to let us know that RPD, which is the Redlands Police Department, had picked her up the night before. And so while I'm a little frustrated that we spent so many hours driving around looking for her, just being so incredibly upset, only to find out that she'd been picked up not too long after she got out, I'm glad it meant that she wasn't asleep on the streets, because that was just something that I could not handle. My boyfriend and I were just beside ourselves, him more so than me, but just because I do this thing when we're in like an emotional situation. If somebody else is crying, I feel like I can't also. I need to be the one that is in control, calm, and handling things. So he sat in the car next to me and just bawled his little eyes out while I drove around. And it was really hard, but she's home now. She's napping in the living room, and I am just still so freaking exhausted from the last 2 days. So anyways, I finished Addie LaRue. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue was just amazing. It was so good. It's 5 out of 5 stars. It's my favorite book that I've read this year, honestly. It's only February. I know that that could change, but it was just so beautifully written. The last time that I read a book that I felt was this beautifully written was Spin the Dawn. I can't remember the author off the top of my head. Elizabeth Lim. The interactions between our main character in that book and the dark magician was just amazing, and I got the same feelings from this book. It was absolutely sweet in every single way, gut-wrenching to read the ending, and not the ending of Addie's life, but the ending of her temporary freedom. Reading about her new deal. She is truly the most clever woman. I mean, I guess Victoria Schwab is the most clever woman, but the terms of her new deal with the devil, and knowing that it's not the end of her story, that Henry's gonna get more time and that he's making the best of it, and that one day she's going to outwit the devil, and he's gonna say that he's done with her and ask for her soul, and she's gonna tell him, and he's gonna be so mad. I just absolutely love this book so much. It was fantastic, and I want more copies. I have never really wanted to have multiple copies of a book, but I just want to have like a whole shelf full of different copies in different languages by different publishers, and just to remember Addie LaRue. Basically, that's how I feel. I was looking at editions last night. It was just absolutely the most fantastic book I have ever read, and I fear I'm going to slump, so I'm gonna continue on with Queen of Air and Darkness later. I'm gonna give myself some time. I don't know if I'm gonna pick this up today at all or wait until tomorrow. I have to go into work today, but before I go, I'm gonna stop by Michael's because I got to the end, nearly the end of the blanket that I'm working on, and I still have 7 rows to go, and I ran out of yarn, which really sucked because I was like, oh, I can 100% finish this tonight, and didn't get to. It was 8 o'clock, and I was like, they're open for another hour. Should I just go pick some up? But it takes like 10 minutes to get down there, and then it would have taken me probably like 10-20 minutes to get the yarn, depending on how busy it was, and then another 10 minutes to get back, and then I just really wouldn't have had as much time as I had thought, and I wouldn't have been able to finish Addie last night. So I'm gonna go pick it up today during my lunch, finish it afterwards and just be done with that blanket. I need to take pictures of the steering wheel cover and post those on Etsy, and I'm gonna get to just work on the projects that I want to work on. I am working on a blanket for my Nana, but I'm in no rush to finish that. I definitely want to soon, but I'm not on any sort of time crunch, so I'm going to get back to work. I'm just gonna be thinking about this book all day. It was absolutely fantastic. If you have not read it, I highly recommend reading it. It's nothing like any of Victoria Schwab's other books. There's action, but it's so subtle. And I just absolutely loved it. I don't know how anybody couldn't. I get that it's a little monotonous in the beginning, but it's like watching daily vlogs. That's how I feel. You watch daily vlogs because you want to just see the mundaneness of other people's lives and know that their lives are similar to yours. You're not the only one who's just stuck in your house and doing nothing. And that's kind of how I felt about Addie. It was like, I'm just watching her go to coffee shops and sit at the park and buy muffins and fall in love, and it was so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Gut-wrenching at the end. I teared up. And I can't let myself cry because once I start to, I will not stop, and I will just start thinking about 1,000 other things that really don't matter right now. But I highly, highly recommend this book. Hello, it is Thursday. I just got back from Target. I'm on my lunch break right now. I just went to go get dry shampoo and greenies, which are, they look like toothbrushes that are green. They're for dogs. Marcy's breath smells like ass right now. And I told my boyfriend the last time I got some, I was like, we need to get the large ones for her. Those are the ones that she gets. He's like, no, I think it's the regular ones. And I was like, okay, so we got the regular ones, and she literally eats it in less than like 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay, that did nothing for your teeth. So I got her the large ones, because man, she really, really needs it. I did a little bit of reading last night for Queen of Air and Darkness. We just got a title drop. Apparently Queen of Air and Darkness is what they call Annabelle in Thule, where they're in this like alternate dimension, or like parallel universe that split off from when they had the big battle in the Mortal Instruments series, defeating Sebastian. And it's interesting. I definitely feel a little out of place because I didn't finish that series and I never got to that. And it's not a spoiler. I knew that, you know, the series has been out for so long. There's no way I wasn't going to get spoiled for a bunch of things. So I knew that they defeated him. But I definitely need to reread that series and finish it so that I can be like fully caught up. And then I can start Chain of Gold, but I'm really enjoying it. Let's see, I'm on page 480, and in this universe there is a Livy who is alive, but pretty much everybody else is gone. Julian and Emma in this universe are in Darkened, who are the followers of Sebastian Morgenstern. Drew went off on like a scouting mission and never came back. Ty died as well. I think Tavi did too. So it's just Livy, which is super sad, and their runes don't work. They faded, but she has a mourning rune tattooed on her back, and Julian is hoping that she will come back to their world, and I just don't know how well that's going to work. I don't know if she's going to want to leave the world that she's in. She's dating Cameron Ashdown, who in a regular universe Emma used to date, so that's kind of weird. But I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping to get a little bit more reading done. I have a meeting when I get back at 1. I've got 20 minutes left of lunch. I'm going to keep knitting. I finished that purple blanket yesterday. I just need to weave in the ends, and I'm going to drop it off to Jesse this weekend on Saturday, and then we're going to go visit his, Skylar's mom, since they live just around the corner. I also bought the yarn for my Slytherin Weasley sweater. I'm going to start working on that soon because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get that pattern down, and I have like 5 that I want to make for Christmas, so really got to get on that. Hopefully I will do some more reading later. If not, I'll update you guys tomorrow. I got some book mail. This wasn't supposed to get here until Saturday, I think, so I'm very surprised that it showed up so early. Ooh, that hurt my nail. It's from Barnes & Noble. When I went, they didn't have a physical copy, which was a bummer, but it's so pretty. I got Poppy War by R.F. Kong. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I am so sorry that I probably said that wrong. This is the March book pick for Read, Rate, and Review, the book club that G from Book Roast hosts. I am super excited to read this. I have heard really mixed things about it, and some people saying that it was boring, and other people responding by saying like it's not a typical fantasy, it's not like Sarah J Maas or anything like that. It's based off of real events. So I'm excited. I think this is adult, and this will be my second book of the year that I'm reading that is adult. I don't typically read a lot, and I am looking to expand into that genre a little bit, but this is just a beautiful cover. I love white books. I'm so excited to read this. Hello, happy Friday. I have a lot to do today. I'm working, and then at 12:30 I have to go get like a new eyeglass prescription. My insurance just rolled over like 2 days ago, and I try to get new glasses every year, and these ones are just, I really like the shape and the look of them, but in here there's like where the bridge connects, there's a piece that broke off, and so they're super loose, and I also just think I didn't get like the right size, so they're loose in general. But this is my second pair of this glass, and I thought maybe it was just a problem with the first one, but I think it's just the glasses in general. I have to tighten them constantly so that they don't slip, and I think that's what causes it to crack. So it happened to the first pair, and I only had it for like 6 months. I messaged the company. These are from Ray-Ban's website, and I was like, hey, I've only had these for 6 months and they're already broken. You know, when my insurance doesn't roll over again, and they gave me this pair completely for free, which was super nice of them. I mean, I've only had them for a year, so it's obviously like a manufacturing issue on their part. So they sent me these ones, and like 4 months after that, they cracked again, and I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. So I am going to go get my prescription done today, and I'm going to order new glasses. I order glasses from glasses.com most of the time, or from Ray-Ban's website. Oh no, these are from glasses.com. The sunglasses that I got are from Ray-Ban's website. I prefer glasses.com because you can enter your insurance information, and it tells you, so if you're covered for like $275, it takes that amount off of the price that shows on the website, so you can see how much you're really going to be paying. They offer free shipping all the time, and they just have a lot of really good brands, and I have been using them since I started wearing glasses like 5 or 6 years ago, and I really like them, so I already know which ones I'm going to get. They're similar to these, but wire-framed, which I'm a little skeptical about, but we're going to try. And I hope they look good. I should do the like virtual try-on that they have on their website and see how they look. And then after that at 2, I have a doctor's appointment. I have been on the fence about figuring out whether or not I have endometriosis, and I just need to start doing it. My fear is that I'll have to have another laparoscopy, which is where they make like 3 incisions on your abdomen and they look in at your like uterus, and that's what I had done when I had my appendix taken out, and it took me like 2 weeks to fully recover because you don't realize how much you use those muscles in your abdomen for everything. Like getting out of bed was so difficult. Getting on and off the toilet, getting on and off the couch, like laughing, sneezing, coughing, everything hurt so much. Walking was so painful. So I'm not looking forward to that, but this is something that I just really need to figure out already. Reading wise, I did pick up The Poppy War last night. I got 2 chapters in, and the premise of the book and the setup for the book is this girl, Rin. I don't know what her first name is, but her last name is Runin, so I think it's just like a shortened version, Rin. She is a war orphan. Where she lives, they made this decree that families with less than 3 children needed to adopt war orphans who were like children of people who died in battle, basically. So she's adopted by the Fongs, and they hate her. It's like a Cinderella story sort of thing. They're abusive towards her, but not where it shows. And they are also like opium drug lords. And it like starts the scene with her sitting down, and she thinks she's being sold to a brothel, but the Fongs have found somebody for her to marry, and he is like an importer. So they're marrying her off basically so that they can have a monopoly on the opium selling in their like city. And that is the last thing that Ren wants, to just be married off to some fat old man and have his children. And she kind of brings it up to her stepmother, and her stepmother is like, marry him, bear him one kid, and then slowly start doping him up a little bit more every night so that he's dependent on you and he's dependent on opium, and then you can do whatever you want for the rest of your life. And she's like, I don't want to have to do that at all. So she goes to this local tutor in her area because she wants to take the Keju, Keju. I am sorry, I was listening to this on audiobook last night, so I should know how to pronounce this, but I forgot. It's this test that basically only the elite take because they have the money to, you know, afford to pay for their children to be tutored, and it's how you get into like a university. And the tutor is like, you don't, kids have been training for this for the last 5 years. You can't learn all this knowledge in just 2 years because you take it when you're 16 and she's 14. And she's like, no, I can do it. And she does. She passes. And not only does she pass, she gets into Singard, which is like the top school that anybody can get into. It's for military people, people who are going to war. And on top of that, she places top in her province. And it does raise some alarm. They think that she cheated. They threaten to like have her executed in the town square, and it's all of this, but she stands her ground, and she's like, even if you turn me in, you're going to be known as people who are failures. Some hick town girl from the middle of nowhere was able to bypass all of these like rules that you should have in order to prevent cheaters, so they let her go, but they don't acknowledge that she placed top in her province, which is, I'm assuming, amazing. And I'm just already super interested. I really wanted to keep going, but it was already like 9:40, and I don't do well if I don't go to sleep by 10 o'clock, so I set it aside, but I want to listen to more of this today. I just find myself more drawn towards, I think, historical fiction. I really enjoy watching characters being woven into stories that I already know. Like the thought of, you know, some mysterious girl planting the idea in Abraham Lincoln's mind to emancipate the slaves. Her signature, it doesn't have to be a her, this is the example I started off with, her signature being the actual first signature on the Declaration of Independence. It's just, I love stories like that where authors are able to write these characters into history that's already happened and make it seem like they might have influenced how things really went down. And sometimes they do it so great that I'm like, wow, is that really what happened? So I'm really enjoying this. I am going to try to finish it by the end of this month. I definitely think that I can. It's only like 500 pages. And I'm listening to it on 2 speed because whoever the narrator is, or however Scribe sets like the speed on it, it was so slow on 1 speed. She was talking like this, and even at 1.8 speed, I was like, the pauses between the words are just too long. So I'm upped it to 2 speed right before I went to sleep, and I think I can continue on that for the rest of the book. So hopefully I will have finished it in the next couple of days. I'm gonna get back to work now until I have to go get my eyes checked. Hello, happy Sunday. I just kind of forgot what day it was. We just finished eating dinner. I think I haven't updated you guys in a couple days. Yesterday we went to my boyfriend's parents' house for his mom's birthday and went out and had lunch and just kind of hung out there with his sister and his niece, who is just the cutest chunky little thing. I changed her diaper, and when you take her leggings off, she's like a pop can of biscuits. She is a chunky thing, but she is just the sweetest little girl. So we were just there yesterday. I dropped off my second blanket order. The girl lives with her fiance just around the corner from my boyfriend's parents' house. And then we're like hanging out. And today I've been kind of like running errands. My Skylar forgot his wallet, and so I went to go take it to him, and then I ended up picking up burritos and having lunch with him in the parking lot, grocery shopping, doing a little bit of laundry, and he just took our dog on a run. He rides the skateboard and runs with her, or she runs. She really needs the exercise right now and to like kind of spend some time filing her nails down. And while he is out doing that, I'm gonna put on an old shirt and dye my hair pink. I miss having the pink in it and I want it back, and I went to Ulta and they had a coupon for $3.50, which is a weird subtraction. $3.50 off of anything over $15. So I think I spent like $14 on this, which is not bad. I typically spend like $18 on the overtone conditioner plus like $6 for shipping. So this is not just a color conditioner, it is an actual hair dye. And this will last longer and I can just redo it. This is a lot. So I'm going to do that and probably listen to more of the Poppy War. Currently I'm on page 145. I've been listening to it on and off all day today. It is just so interesting. I'm always really interested in like school settings, and that's currently what's going on. She's at the academy. She's kind of gotten taken down a peg. She thought that just because she passed the Gushing that it meant that she was in and it was going to be smooth sailing from here, but the kids that she's going to school with who also passed are elite kids. They're, you know, their families are, their parents are prominent people in society, and so they've been training all of their lives in so many different like subjects and in martial arts, and she gets her ass handed to her in her martial arts class or in her like combat training class, and the professor actually ends up banning her and only suspends the other kid for 1 week, and she kind of figures out that it's political. You know, he probably would have suspended both of them if they were both peasant trash, and that's why another teacher tells her that's why you got kicked out, because you're a peasant and he wants to keep the school, he's a purist. And the other kid is, you know, his father is a prominent politician, so he can't do more than suspend him for a week, or it's going to cause a lot of problems down the road for him. But I am really, really enjoying it. I love all of the talk about like the wars and politics stuff, and I think there's like a hint of magic that's about to come out. She's been trained with this professor, and he like throws a punch at her and she blocks it and it like cracks the ground beneath her, and he gets so elated, so excited, and it's like you have to pledge lore, like you have to be my apprentice. And she's like, if I apprentice for somebody else, I'm almost guaranteed some sort of job afterwards. She doesn't really know what lore can do for her, so I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping to continue reading tonight. I'm going to listen to it while I, maybe listen to it while I dye my hair. We will see, because I can't wear my headphones. I don't want to get hair dye on them. But I'm really enjoying it, and I actually think that I'm going to end this now because it's already like almost 7 o'clock, and I don't want to have to make a clip in like an hour. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are all having a good week. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how your reading for February has been going. If you've read The Poppy War, what you thought of it. Yeah, and I hope you had a good week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.